Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Social Authority, broadcasting live from the Content Hub of Dallas. Got a busy weekend this weekend here at the Content Hub. And I was thinking about, man, how much time do you waste on the weekends when you could be using a lot of that time to get better, to grow, to improve, and to get closer to your goals? Because if you were to measure, because I did the measurement of time, if you were to measure how much time you spend in your life on the weekend from Friday at 5 p.m. to Monday morning when you go to work, that's about 32% of your week. So if you take every single weekend off, every Friday night, every Saturday, and every Sunday, you take that off every single week, that's 32% of your life that is a break. So now 33% of your time, if you take every weekend off, is break time. So you're only working potentially 66% of the time. So a lot of people say they work so hard, but then they take every single weekend off. You just gave 32% of your 100% workload for the week off. Then all the other time that is taken off or absorbed by distractions or noise or doom scrolling. And then you start to look at how much time am I actually spending dedicated to my craft or dedicated to my growth. And I'm sure it's a very small percent compared to what you actually think it is. And there's a lot of talk out there about how people don't like the hustle culture and the grind culture and all of this kind of stuff. And it's like, dude, I generally don't hear anybody that's ever done anything big saying stuff like that. Now, do you want to have to hustle and grind forever? I mean, I don't know, probably not. But unfortunately, there are long seasons of consistency that you're going to have to go through without any time off if you want to be the best at anything, or you want to be the 1% of anything. Everybody wants that 1% of the money coming through. They want to be in the top 1% or the top 10% or the top 20% of what they do. But then they're giving 32% of their week away Friday night to Monday morning, taking the time off. So I'm a musician. I set up this corner in my studio at my house so that it would feel just like the bar corners that I played in every Friday, every Saturday, and every Sunday for decades. We still work 7 days a week at Social Authority. Our agency is posting Monday through Sunday, every single day of the week, every single holiday for all of our clients. Every single one of them. We don't care if it's Sunday. That means nothing to us. Best Buy and Target and Walmart and all these people are open on Sundays. Why? Because that's when people are shopping. If you take every single Sunday off for 20 years, or let's just use Saturday as a better example. You take every single Saturday off for 20 years, and I work every single Saturday for 20 years. Who's going to be better than the other person? It's not even going to be close. The person that worked every Saturday's skill set is going to be so much better than the person that took every Saturday off. It's going to become almost impossible to compete with that person toe to toe because you just won't have the consistency, the stamina, the intensity, and the discipline required to even stand on the same level as that person. And so I encourage you to ask yourself, how much time are you actually taking off every week? Now, as many of you know, I'm a believer. And if you're a believer, you know what that means. I don't even need to go any further than that. And so I think it's the fourth commandment. Here we go. Pat Butcher in it. Fourth commandment. Yeah. Fourth commandment says to remember the Sabbath day and to keep it holy. Okay, remember the Sabbath day, keep it holy, Exodus 20. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy doesn't mean sit around all day and do nothing, forget about all your obligations and not get stuff done. Now I might anger some people. But here's the thing, dude. You don't have to work every single day like me. But I'm going to tell you something, that the only reason why things have worked out or are working in a certain categories for me is because I'm willing to work every single freaking day. I can't tell my team that they have to work every single day and then I get the days off that they have to work. I have to show up beside them to guide them, to lead them, because that's what leaders do. Social media doesn't sleep. It goes 24/7. And you've seen that now with this Coldplay thing with the CEO who butchered his entire career by rubbing up on the old HR chick. Social media is never going to sleep on that. It's going to be going on Sunday, Sunday night, Saturday night, Friday night. It's Friday right now. We're just getting ready to do a session. I have Mr. Robert Love here, Dr. Robert Love, famous neuroscientist, and we're going to be filming today, tomorrow, and even Sunday. He's very a Sunday off type of guy. But I'm like, hey, man, we could still rip a couple hours on Sunday if you're up to it. And so he's praying on it, and he's going to let me know. But we still have to post for our clients. We still have to post every Sunday. People are shopping on Sundays. You can still honor your rest. You can still honor your days off. You can still keep your commitments, and you can still get done what you need to get done. So don't take what I'm saying as a punch to any of that. It is a salute to it, okay? And I don't even usually bring that stuff up in my broadcast, but I think that I need to, because I think it's very important to use discretion when you talk about rest. I mean, I rest every day. I sleep great every night. But my clients run 7- and 8-figure companies. And 7- and 8-figure companies need to be posting on social media every day. And if you're not using the phone to post your content and you're using third-party software and you got some guy in the Philippines posting your stuff, it's probably not going to get very many views, because Facebook and Meta and TikTok and all these people want you using your phone inside the app to post from the United States. That's why you see a lot of people, more and more people navigating to agencies because they don't have time to post on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We've been doing it for years. We're savages. People are shopping on Sundays. So again, I encourage you to think about Monday through Sunday, measure your time. Measure your time, because Friday at 5 p.m. to Monday morning, that's 30% of your life. And so if you take every single weekend off your whole life, while Pat was performing at 5 o'clock on a Friday, prime time for me to get the acoustic guitar and make some money. I did it for a decade and a half. Every Friday, when you get off work and you go to the bar to drink and it's your off time, that was when I would strike. When people take time off, I go into overdrive. Every Thanksgiving, every Easter, every Christmas, Christmas Eve, New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, every single one of these holidays, I've always worked, performing somewhere. And then when we transitioned into the agency, Social Authority, our service that we provide, one of the ways that we beat people is because we post every single day of the week and other people don't. They can't even keep up with us. This is like the 136th podcast that I've streamed in under a year. Most of these podcasts, maybe they're not even any good. It doesn't even matter. They're just like reps. So you got to think about, how are you measuring your time? A lot of you guys are entrepreneurs and business owners. A lot of the people that follow me, you guys make way more money than I do because you measure everything. All the people that are crushing it, they measure everything. Hey, man, I noticed that post on Saturday night did really well. Yeah, I know we were supposed to post at 11 a.m., but we know memes historically on a Saturday night, since that was on the schedule, get more hits later in the day. That's when people are scrolling their phones. Yeah, cool, man, that works. Because, dude, accountability. If a company is a 7- or 8-figure company, and you're their social media team, like we are for a lot of people, and you just take all this time off, not posting, not making yourself available for your customers, and you don't really care What does that say about your consistency and your discipline when it comes time for them to believe that you're going to show up for them? If you can't even show up on your social media, why would anybody think that you're going to show up as a service provider? It goes right back to the thing I was making fun of the other day with the CEO thing, the CEO Coldplay thing. Like, no one's ever going to trust that guy or his company ever again. That's the moral of the story. It has nothing to do with the chick. He should have protected the chick and her marriage by protecting himself and his marriage. But he didn't. He brought her along for the ride and proved that he can't be trusted. When you aren't working on leveling up your game and you leave a huge 30% gap by taking every single weekend off for a decade and a half, and then you want to compete against somebody who put in that work for a decade and a half, what's going to happen? You know what I'm saying? What's going to happen? If you're a boxer and you train 6 days a week and you fight a guy that trains 4 days a week, I mean, you have almost 2 times as much training as that person. After a while, you're probably going to beat their ass. This is like common sense. You know, I don't need to be a world famous neuroscientist like Dr. Robert Love to add 2 + 2 and know that if you take 30% of your week off every single week and you want to go up against someone that putting all that time and all that energy and all that effort and all that practice in, and you think you're going to beat that person, you're not. It is mathematically and almost statistically impossible unless by some fluke, the person that works 4 out of 7 days has some natural genetic God-given talent that you just got unlucky and that's the person in your category and you lose somehow. But that's probably not the case because over time, consistency, discipline, and authenticity win. I've been saying this for years. People are like, how did you close that deal with Grant Cardone? You didn't have any money. You didn't have a following. You didn't have a record deal. You had no #1 singles. You're a bar corner performer making $100 and he gives you the stage in front of 10,000 people? Yeah, man, because I made him the free video and you didn't. I made him the free video and got him 3 million views for free and nobody else did because I had been practicing on that 30-second video style, writing jingles with a guitar for like 11 years. I mean, you can go on my Facebook and there's a gazillion of those videos. If you scroll far enough, you'll find them. I sang about everything for years. Now, I wish I had the time to sing about all that stuff now, but now we're busy. Now we actually run a real business. I would encourage you to think about how you're auditing your time. I've gotten really serious about this and I've looked at all these little teeny tiny blocks of time where I'm like, dude, noise came in and you got back on the system an hour and a half later. That time's gone. You did this, you did that, you did the other thing. Be very careful about how you spend your time, what environment you're in too. How am I spending my time? What environment am I even in when I'm spending my time? And are the people in that environment going to push me to the next level or are they going to hold me back? Because unfortunately, if you continue to go into a situation that you don't like being in, that doesn't help you grow and that holds you back, and you continue to go into that environment over and over and over and over and over and over, dude, you're going to destroy your results. You're going to just absolutely light them on fire. And take too much time off, you can't possibly be sharp. Can't possibly be sharp. So I encourage you to think about how much time are you going to take off this weekend? Because we're about to get started here in like 20 minutes filming. And I mean, we're going to rip all night on the videos. He's got his ads. He's got to film. Then we got to film tomorrow. Sunday morning, I got some stuff to do with the family. We're stopping by the local Believer house. And then my kid pops off to camp. But then like that night, we're probably going to pop in here and bang more videos out. Then Monday, we're recording all day. Then Tuesday, even when he rolls out, another client comes in to record all the stuff for their company. Like I'm working this weekend, just like I have for 20 years. And so when people ask me, how did you get the deal with Grant Cardone or Gary Vaynerchuk, or how have you been on stage with Michael Jordan's personal trainer? It's not because I'm smart, you guys. It isn't. It's not because I'm some kind of brilliant, intellectual, educated genius. It's just not. I show up, I provide a specific service, and I help to magnify experts. That's it. I magnify the people that know what they're talking about. And people that don't know what they're talking about, well, I don't hang out with those people. And if I do, I just don't listen to what they say because they don't know what they're talking about. But I'm going to tell you something. That time that you're taking off, there's nothing wrong with taking time off. But Friday night through Monday morning is 30% of your life. It's actually like 32% of your life. It's practically a third of your existence. Friday at 5 p.m. when Pat would be showing up with the guitar because everybody's taking time off. Cool, there's tip money to be made. All the way to Monday morning, 33% of your life. What are you doing with your weekends, dude? Because I'm telling you, if you're throwing your weekends away, you're throwing away your results. Come on. Get with the program, step it up, and put some work in this weekend.